I'm going to show you how to multiply large numbers mentally without counting zeros. Take the calculation 60 million times 3,000. Most people calculate this by counting zeros, and they need pen and paper to do so. But there's a much faster and simpler way. Write or represent the calculation using the abbreviations M for million and K for thousand. So this becomes 60M times 3K. K is short for kilo, which means thousand. Next, multiply the numerical portions, which are the numbers before the abbreviations. 60 times 3 is 180. Next, multiply the abbreviations M for million times K for thousand. What is a million times 1,000? A million times 1,000 is a billion, which has the abbreviation B. That is, a billion is 1,000 millions. And we just combine these two results to get the answer of 180 billion. And we can leave the answer like this, as B represents billion. And as I like to say, look mom, no counting zeros. This method is called no-zero multiplication because we don't count zeros. We just multiply the numerical portions, 60 times 3 is 180, and the unit abbreviations, million times 1,000 is billion, and combine these results. If you write the calculation with all the zeros, you'd have this. And most people solve this by counting zeros, and they find the result is this, 18 with a bunch of zeros. But even interpreting this result visually is difficult, as you have to count the zeros to determine the value. If you do this, you'll find that the answer is 180 billion, just like we found with no-zero multiplication. So these are three different ways to represent the same value. Long form format with all the zeros, unit abbreviation at the top, with just 180B for billion, and with the unit name. No-zero multiplication gives us the answer in the unit of magnitude directly without counting zeros, and is much faster, simpler, and more intuitive than counting zeros. One key unit multiplication fact is that M times K equals B, or million times 1,000 equals billion. Another example, what is 3,000 times 4,000? Using abbreviations, this is 3K times 4K. Multiplying numerical portions, 3 times 4 is 12. Multiplying unit abbreviations, what is 1,000 times 1,000, or K times K? This is the key step. 1,000 times 1,000 equals million, or M. So the result is 12 million. It's that simple. These are the two most important unit multiplication facts to learn. K times K equals M. Note that I would read these out loud with the full unit name, so I would read this as 1,000 times 1,000 equals million. Second, using abbreviations, M times K equals B, or with unit names, million times 1,000 equals billion. These two facts will cover 90% of business calculation scenarios. But where did they come from? First, you need to make sure that you understand the exponent addition property, which says that 10 to the third times 10 to the third equals 10 to the 3 plus 3 equals 10 to the sixth. That is, when you multiply numbers with the same base, you can add the exponents. These numbers are both base 10, so you can add these exponents. 3 plus 3 equals 6. So 10 to the third times 10 to the third equals 10 to the sixth. More generally, 10 to the a times 10 to the b equals 10 to the a plus b. When multiplying values, you add exponents. Removing this intermediate step, we just have this. We can also say that 10 to the 6th times 10 to the 3rd equals 10 to the 9th, as 6 plus 3 equals 9. These are the formal definitions for these unit abbreviations. K is the abbreviation for 1,000, which is 10 to the 3rd. M is the abbreviation for million, which is 10 to the 6th. And B is the abbreviation for billion, which is 10 to the 9th. These values are called units of magnitude, or units for short. And this table shows the unit abbreviation, unit name, and unit value. For unit values, the exponent of 10 starts at 3 and increases by 3 with each larger unit, which means that each unit value is 10 to the third, or 1,000 times the next smaller unit value. And 10 to the third is 1,000 and has the abbreviation K. So there is a constant ratio of 1,000 or 10 to the third between unit values, which is called the unit ratio. And 10 to the third has the abbreviation K. So starting at 1,000, which is 10 to the third, and multiplying by 10 to the third, which is 1,000, you increase the exponent by 3 from 10 to the third to get 10 to the sixth, which is million. Similarly, multiplying a million by 1,000 increases the exponent by 3 from 6 to 9, which is billion, which is the next larger unit from million. These facts are represented by these equations using exponents. But we want to use abbreviations. 10 to the third is equal to 1,000 and has the abbreviation K. So these 10 to the thirds are equal to K. And the fact that K is the abbreviation for 10 to the third or 1,000 is one of the most important things in this video. Removing the 10 to the thirds and just using the abbreviation K, we have this. We see that multiplying a unit by 1,000 or K results in the next larger unit. So 1,000 times 1,000 equals million. And using abbreviations, K times K equals M. That's just this equation using abbreviation. The exponent addition property says that 10 to the third times 10 to the third equals 10 to the sixth. 10 to the third is 1,000 or K. So the left-hand side is K times K, or 1,000 times 1,000. 10 to the sixth is million, or M. So with abbreviations, K times K equals M, or 1,000 times 1,000 equals million. This is the first unit multiplication fact. Similarly, million times 1,000 equals billion. Using abbreviations, M times K equals B. The exponent addition property says that 10 to the sixth, which is million or M, times 10 to the third, which is 1,000 or K, equals 10 to the ninth, which is billion or B. So using abbreviations, M times K equals B, or million times 1,000 equals billion. This is the second most important unit multiplication fact. We can visualize this by remembering that multiplying a unit by 1,000 or K results in the next larger unit. And these two unit multiplication facts should handle 90% of business calculation scenarios. We can also extend this to trillion. Trillion is 10 to the 12th and has the abbreviation T. The exponent of trillion is 3 more than the exponent of the next smaller unit of billion, which has exponent 9. So the same pattern applies. Multiplying billion by K or 1,000, which is 10 to the third, increases the exponent by 3 from 9 to 12, which is trillion, which is the next larger unit from billion. Using exponents, 10 to the ninth times 10 to the third equals 10 to the 12th. Using abbreviations, B times K equals T, or billion times 1,000 equals trillion. To summarize, the main ideas are that, first, K is the abbreviation for 1,000 or 10 to the third, so get used to seeing K. Next, multiplying a unit by 1,000 or K or 10 to the third changes the unit to the next larger unit, which I call promoting the unit. This is the key takeaway for this video. This follows from the exponent of 10 in the unit value increasing by 3 with each larger unit, and 10 to the third being equal to 1,000 or K. These are the three basic unit multiplication facts, so there aren't that many to learn. Even just these two will provide a lot of value. K times K equals M, or 1,000 times 1,000 equals million, and M times K equals B, or million times 1,000 equals billion. Here's how to learn this. First, learn the unit sequence, KMBT. Use the mnemonic, kick my big toe. 1,000, million, billion, trillion. Again, K is for 1,000. The other abbreviations are simply the first letter of the unit name. Once you learn the unit sequence, multiplying by 1,000 or K just promotes the unit to the next larger unit, because the fixed ratio between unit values is 1,000 or K. We learned these two facts first. 1,000 times 1,000 equals million, and million times 1,000 equals billion. We have one more basic unit multiplication fact. Billion times 1,000 equals trillion. In each equation, multiplying a unit by 1,000 takes you to the next larger unit, so just learn the unit sequence. 1,000, million, billion, trillion. And one last unit multiplication fact. What's million times million? A million is 1,000 times 1,000. So we multiply a million by 1,000 twice. Million times 1,000 equals billion, and billion times 1,000 equals trillion. So million times million equals trillion. These are the essential unit multiplication facts. I have other videos that explain no-zero multiplication and units of magnitude in more detail. So take a look at those if you're interested. So please like the video if you did, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified about these new videos, and be sure to click the bell icon so you get all notifications. In addition, please share this video with friends who you think will want to learn no-zero multiplication or are interested in these topics. And if you want to explain no-zero multiplication directly to friends or colleagues, then please provide attribution to this video and to FastMath. We also have a free online course for business math called Fast Mental Math for Business, and the basic version is free. This course teaches mental math and efficient calculation methods and covers the most important business calculation concepts and formulas, such as break-even analysis, market sizing, compound growth, investment decision criteria, and valuation methods. The calculation methods are taught with practical examples commonly arising in business, consulting, finance, and entrepreneurship, and the course covers quantitative interview preparation for these fields as well. If you work in business or want to work in business and are preparing for job interviews, or just want to understand how business people approach quantitative decision making, then you should sign up for this course. The basic version is free and includes all the calculation methods. We also offer a professional version which has extensive calculation drills and more detailed explanations and has a 1-week free trial period. All material is available in a self-paced online course with on-demand video instruction that is accessible at any time and from any place with just an internet connection. Links for further information are in the description. If you want further practice on no-zero multiplication or want to learn no-zero division, then sign up for the 2-hour no-zero multiplication and division workshop. Any new calculation method or concept requires a significant amount of exposure to fully understand and extensive practice to fully master. This is a self-paced workshop that uses on-demand video instruction, like this video, to walk you through a simple step-by-step process to learn no-zero multiplication so that you will be able to use no-zero multiplication quickly and correctly for both mental and written calculations automatically without thinking about it. This is extremely valuable in business and in business job interviews. The 2-hour workshop also teaches no-zero division, which uses a similar method to divide by large numbers in a similar step-by-step manner. I start with the basics and build your skills incrementally. This course also provides a more detailed explanation of no-zero multiplication, so it covers more material than this video does. I also give you helpful mnemonics so that you can remember how to use no-zero multiplication and division. This course provides you with numerous calculation drills with guided solutions that you can print out and practice with pen and paper, which I think is the best way to learn no-zero multiplication. The workshop also includes interactive calculation drills, which are great for practicing mental calculations, so that you can fully master no-zero multiplication and division in only 2 hours. I invented no-zero multiplication, which is now being taught in leading business schools and consulting firms around the world. And these calculation drills are the drills I use to practice and master no-zero multiplication. All resources are provided in a self-paced, on-demand course that is available online at any time and from any place with just an internet connection. So if you want a more detailed explanation of no-zero multiplication, or if you understood the general concept but don't feel like you can use it naturally and want more practice, or you want to learn no-zero division, then sign up for the 2-hour no-zero multiplication and division workshop. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. And remember, keep calculating.